What's up, guys? What's going on? Episode 46. We're back. It's been a while. Took some time off from uploading episodes. Felt great. I feel re-energized. I'm ready to get back at it. Holy shit! I hope everyone out there had a great holiday. I hope you enjoyed it with your family. I hope you enjoyed it with your friends. I hope you made memories. I hope you had a good time with people that you love the most. But yeah, it took about a week off, and it was really interesting. So let's go back to the Wednesday or the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So whatever day that was, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, Taylor's coming home. By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode. That was with Taylor and I, who is my girlfriend. I'm sure you guys know that. We had a few drinks. I probably had like a double vodka, and I wasn't buzzed, but I definitely was slightly intoxicated, and I could feel it a little bit. And I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. But anyways, I digress. She comes home on Tuesday, and I was in a weird state. So she comes home, and I feel like there was a lot of momentum going my way. Like I felt like there was just a lot of things happening in my life, specifically just the podcast. And I felt like I was on a good rhythm, and I felt really guilty for having her come home for the week. And I felt like I couldn't stop the podcast because stopping the podcast would ultimately lead to a failure of what I started of the podcast. Like, it's so irrational, but in my head I am very all or nothing, and I don't know how to take my foot off the gas. Like, I don't know how to take my foot off the gas. I don't know how to really calm down and relax and really settle in and say, oh, okay, we can take a week off, and then after that week's over, we can get back at it. Like, my brain doesn't do that. I don't do that. I've never done that. I've never been that person who is able to do that. And it's a really strange. It's like, okay, that's a good thing, right? Because then you get a lot of shit done. But then you forget, then like your health is like, then life just goes by so quickly, and you forget the purpose of what you're doing. Like you forget why you're doing what you're doing. I forgot, really why I was doing the podcast. You want to pump out episodes, and it was a strange place. She's coming home, and I'm like, holy fuck, I won't be able to get a podcast out. Or if I do get a podcast out, I'm going to feel very guilty. And one thing I can tell you guys, and one thing I can really say very confidently, because I know I make this mistake a lot, is communication is the key to anything that you do, especially in a relationship. Especially in a relationship. I mess up with that all the time. I tend to keep everything within myself, not purposely, and I want to translate what I have on my head. I just don't know how to do it all the time, and it takes me like 2 or 3 days to settle in. Like, literally, it took me like 2 or 3 days to settle in and to adjust to the upcoming week. To like doing nothing. I had to adjust to just relaxing and getting ready for Thanksgiving and getting ready to wake up and not really having too much to accomplish. And she comes home, and I'm like, Taylor, I gotta do this. And she's looking at me. She's like, okay, cool. And then it gets to a point where I'm just a fucking asshole. I just don't want to talk. I'm just angry. I'm almost like regretful. I get really pissy, and I get in a very, very bad mood. And I don't know why I'm sharing this. I think it's because I hope somebody out there can relate to it. Because like I said, that's why I do this podcast. I want people to relate. I want you guys to not really be there with me, but I want you guys to feel like what I'm saying can help you somehow. And that's how I felt. I just felt like I was a failing. And she said something to me. She's like, Mike, it's not going to fail if you just take a week off. And the thing is like, I wanted to. Like, it's really strange. I wanted to take some time off from not just from the podcast, but from life in general. I wanted to take time off to just be with the family, be with friends, enjoy Thanksgiving, enjoy some food, and just unwind for a little bit. And I didn't know how to. And she's like, Mike, it's going to be all there once the week's over. You know, it's going to be okay. You know, it's not like, it's like, yo, you did 44 episodes, you know? And it's not like after a week, you're just going to go to 0 episodes, you know? And it's like, when you have a brain that functions like mine, it's like it's all or nothing all the time. Like, a middle ground doesn't exist. Like, that doesn't exist. Like, I don't know how to smell the flowers. Like you know that phrase where it says stop and smell the roses, or whatever it is. Dude, I don't ever smell my roses. Like, it sounds ridiculous, but I don't smell my roses. I look around for a second and I'm going again. I'm going again. And it leads you. It leads in two places. The one place, it leads to never feeling accomplished. You know, you never feel accomplished. The only time I really know I accomplished anything in life was when I graduated high school. And why did I feel like I accomplished? There are two things. When I won the state baseball championship with my baseball team, because it was a celebration. You know, that you pause for a second and you rejoice what you did. You're like, holy shit, look what we did. Because everyone's in a collective. It's like everyone's in this team and everyone knows that we won. And then high school, because there's a collection of people saying, yo, congratulations, you graduated high school, which first off is like, cool, like, good job. It's like, and everyone's telling you that you did it, you know? So then you realize, wait a second, I did graduate. Awesome, cool, good job. But when you're doing these solo adventures, when you're doing these things that there's nobody really around, you know, when I do a podcast, there's nobody next to me. You know, when I'm doing the clothing company, by the way, thank you guys so much for everyone who put in an order on Black Friday. It was a lot more successful than I anticipated. And I thank every single one of you so much for that. So when I started that company, there was nobody really around. You know, when I started whatever it is, whatever I'm doing, it's usually very solar. It's usually solo. You know, it's usually nobody around, and I'm not complaining. But what I'm saying is, by doing that, there's never a celebration. There's never anybody to turn. I might have spoken about this before, but there's never a place to turn. Be like, yo, did you see that? Or someone's like, hey, good job, keep it up, because you never started anybody. When you started it, there was nobody there with you. You know, so in my head, it's all or nothing. You know, and it's like, if I'm not doing it, then it's going to fail. It's going to fail. But that's just not the truth. You know, that's just not the truth. And here's the honest truth. Ready? I was burning out, dude. Like, I was burning out. There's no stop in my head. Like the rest time I had was like the week, or not even a week, but like the hour extra time I got because my class got out early. You know, like, that's break time. And I'm not saying that you should take breaks all the time. I'm not saying that you should take weeks off all the time. I'm not saying that if you really want something, you don't have to grind your face off and you really have to just get in the dirt where it's dirty and just fucking go balls to the walls and work your ass off. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that you have to remember why you started it, and you have to remember, if it's you doing it and it's only you that's going to suffer. You know what I mean? You have to recharge your batteries. You have to spend time with the people that you care about the most, you know, that are there for you with an episode up or without an episode up. And that's what I did. You know, I spent time with those people, and I spent time with my family, my girlfriend, and it was just great. You know, I spent time with the dogs, and, you know, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I did a whole lot of nothing. You know, I did a whole lot of nothing. The only thing I really did that was like semi-work was I finished up one of my homework assignments. I did a podcast with Taylor. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's about all I did. And it was great. And it was absolutely nerve-wracking. And I felt like the world was coming to an end 2 to 3, 4 days into it, about 4 days into it. It wasn't until about Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, where I was like, oh, this is okay. Like, it's okay. You know, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. And like 9 days went by without an episode, and I put an episode up on Monday. You guys are watching this one on Thursday, and it's like, yo, Mike, it's okay, dude. It's fine. And I think the reason why I'm sharing that with you guys is because it was kind of a big deal to me, and I don't think I'm the only one out there who understands that. I'm not. It's like when this breaks, everyone's very excited to do nothing. I don't do that because I know I can become addicted to that. I know I can become very obsessive with the idea of doing nothing. Like I picked up, I got a PS3 right behind me. I got a PS4, and my PS4 isn't working, but I picked up a controller for PS3, and I put in Call of Duty. I don't know. I would say on Friday, and trust me, it was scary. It's like I don't know. I don't want to like dumb down alcoholism, and I don't want to make it sound like it's not a big deal. But like in my head, I think that the equivalent of I don't know. Trust me, I'm not trying to say alcoholism isn't a huge issue, or not as I'm not trying to compare these two. But what I am saying is that like I knew that going into it that if I picked up that controller to play Call of Duty, I wasn't gonna put it down for a while. Like I was so aware of that. I was so aware that addiction switch in my head will just flick on, just flick on so quickly. And I started playing and I was okay. I was okay. I played for like an hour or 2 hours, and now that the real world is back, I'm not gonna be playing that much. I'm not gonna be playing nearly as much as I want to. But it was nice. Like my head just went to a place where it was just empty, and it just felt nice. Like Taylor comes in the room, she's like, "Why do you think that is so much fun to play?" I'm like, "I think it's because it's mindless and it requires no brain activity." Like it requires no brain activity. You're shooting and killing, so it's like a dopamine rush, and it's like a game that you got to play, and it's like competitive, and I miss being competitive. And but yeah, that was good, and that break was needed, and I hope you guys can relate to that somehow. That sometimes you gotta force yourself to shut down. And it is true, dude. For me, it is forcing myself to shut down. I physically had somebody else help me force myself down, or it won't shut off. Like whatever it is up here, my head just won't shut off. And I have to be so aware of that, and I have to focus so hard on that to just shut off and do nothing and be okay with that. But overall, I had a really, really fucking good time at Thanksgiving. Had good food, had good conversation, talked to a lot of family that I normally don't talk to. That's probably my biggest takeaway from it all, is that there's a lot of people in my life that I never really spoke to, and I don't know why. I don't really know why. I've never spoken to a lot of people. I think it's because it's just easier not to. But this Thanksgiving, I might just be growing up finally. I might just finally be growing up. 23 years old and finally growing up. But I spoke to a lot of people that I normally wouldn't have spoken to. And it felt awesome. It felt nice to just be there with family and be in the presence of people that have known me since I was a baby. I spend so much time of my days talking to people that I don't really know. People that I've met for a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years. But they don't really know my history. They don't really know who I was 5 years ago. They don't know who I was 10 years ago. So there's memories, there's stories that you talk about when you're a kid. Like those bring up something in you. And for me, throughout my days of a week, I don't really see those people. So you forget, you almost become ungrounded. So what Thanksgiving was for me this year is I just found, that's what I did. That was my entire Thanksgiving. Just found the ground again. I planted my feet back down, and I found reality again. I found balance again, up to a point where, I'm still going to be doing everything I've been doing, but I'm going to just try my hardest to remember why I do what I do, and who it's for. who it's for. But it's specifically when to kind of just turn the switch off a little bit. Not off, but to dial it back a little bit. Sometimes there's some days you get up and you gotta turn that fucking switch on, dude. And you gotta keep that switch on all damn day. You can't turn that switch off. You gotta keep that switch rocking and rolling all damn day, all week, all month, 6 months, a year. You gotta keep that thing going because you can't be a half-ass in this world, because this world will eat you up, swallow you, spit you out, and you're going to just bitch and complain that it's not fair. But it's okay sometimes to dial back a little bit, pull back the reins a little bit, and relax. But yeah, that was kind of my weekend, and I enjoyed it. And it's December, and we're moving in closer to the holidays. I guess to Christmas now. Thanksgiving is over, which is fucking mind-boggling. I have 15 days left of school, or I guess 15 days until school's over. I don't know how many days of classes I have left. Not many. I know I have finals coming up. But just crazy. This podcast has been going on a certain amount of time now where it's like, I don't know when my first episode was up, but I think it was before the semester. So you guys have spent a whole semester with me, which is just insane to think about. You guys have kind of been there throughout the entire semester of school, the ups and downs of that. And I've really just used this podcast as therapy for me, to get things off my chest, to collect my thoughts, put thoughts together. It's like a puzzle. It's like I come in every day to this podcast with all the puzzle pieces in my mind. And you guys, the podcast is like the flat surface. And I just spit out the puzzle pieces. And I hope that they connect, and I hope that they make a picture. But sometimes they don't make a picture. Sometimes they don't make a picture, and sometimes I gotta, really, really think hard about what I'm saying, and it can sometimes complete a thought, which is great, or sometimes it can just lead to a thought being more incomplete or not making sense, which is also great, because I know like that the way I was thinking before was wrong, and I think everybody has a voice. And I think everyone should have a podcast, and I think everybody should be able to have a platform where they feel comfortable expressing their opinions, wrong or right, expressing their ideas, wrong or right, expressing their thoughts, wrong or right. And who is to say wrong is right and right is wrong? And it's just insane that I've been doing this for an amount of time now where people are growing with me, I guess, growing with the podcast, I assume. And, I have people always saying, I enjoy the podcast. Keep it up. I heard that a lot this Thanksgiving. Keep it up with the podcast. I'm like, damn, thank you. I will. I absolutely will. I will keep it up. I will keep it up. And, we're moving in closer to episode 50. And it's just, I don't know. I say it all the time because I mean it all the time. I can't do anything without you guys. You guys are always there to help me. You guys always show me love. You guys are putting up the numbers, and I am in great thankfulness for every one of you who give the podcast a listen, who like the podcast, physically like it, tell me they like it, the emotional is like towards the podcast, rate it. 15 positive ratings so far on 5-star ratings on audio, which is helping me tremendously. But yeah, dude, shout out to Taylor this week. She helped me. She grabbed my indecisive brain, put it back on the track, and we had a good time. We had a good time, and I had a good time. And she's awesome. I can't do a lot of things without her. But yeah, we did a lot of Christmas shopping. We got a lot of Christmas shopping done. But who knows, man? It's a great big world. I haven't spoke on it yet. But have you guys seen that new Tesla truck? I'm sure you guys have, and I know I'm Blade on it, and I know I probably sound like by the time this podcast is up, the Tesla truck has probably been out for 2 weeks now. But that new truck, dude, it's one of those things when I first saw it, I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you guys haven't seen it, pause the video, or if you're on audio, look it up on a different web browser or whatever. Just look up Cybertruck, and it comes up. And it's one of those things where it's so far in the future. Like, Elon does these things all the time where he puts out ideas and he puts out physical creations with these ideas. And that's what's so crazy about this guy, is that, first off, I don't think we give him enough credit for what he's doing for the world. I have a shirt of his in my closet right now. It says this quote on it. Not that quote. If it's something like, if you enjoy it and you love it, keep doing it, even if it feels like it's time to give up or something like that. But it's really interesting. We always cheer for the good guy, right? We always cheer for the good guy. But we give more attention to the enemy. There's so much good going on in the world every day, right? You wake up and all you see is a negative, though. But I forget who said, there's a really good quote. It's like, every day there's 1,000 great things. There's 1,000 bad things. You'll hear 100 of the bad things, one of the good things. Right? There's probably more good things happening than bad things. And you hear about these stories all the time of just this fucking negativity all the time. All the time. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And especially with humans, with people. We don't give credit when credit is due, and we wait, and then when someone passes away, we tell them how fucking great they were. And it's so stupid. I know I'm a fanboy. I sound like a fanboy. It's because I really look up to Elon. And I think he's fucking amazing. I know we spoke on it. Taylor and I spoke on the last podcast. But he's not just this guy that people want to be like. He's not that. He's somebody who is... He encourages people to chase their goals no matter how ridiculous they may seem, And my goal isn't to fly to Mars. My goal isn't to build a Cybertruck that looks like something from 2600. My goals aren't those. My goals isn't to save the planet with renewable energy. No, but my goals are to every Monday or Tuesday and Thursday to put up a podcast. And there's not many people out there who you can look at and really be like, holy shit, they've done everything that they said they were going to do, right? Even when everybody thought they were absolutely insane, right? Everyone thinks Elon is insane because he is a little bit crazy. You know why he's a little bit crazy? Because he can stand up there, take the criticism, bottle it up and say, okay, cool. I don't care though. And it's like, that's what he's done for me. He's shown me that if you really want something, if you have goals in your head, if you have things that you've always wanted to accomplish, you can do it. You don't need everybody's permission. You don't need anybody's permission. Right? You don't need anyone's permission. And he creates these objects. He creates these forever historic pieces of technology. And it makes me so sad that when someone great dies, we forget, we almost forgot about their last 10 years while they're still roaming this planet. And it's like, this is what we are dealing with here. We're dealing with this artifact, this piece of history. That's what he is. He's a rare artifact. It's so insane. Like, if he is doing it, then someone else should be able to do it, right? Somebody else should be able to fly to Mars. Someone else should be able to make these Cybertrucks. Someone else should be able to make these incredible solar panels. Somebody else should be able to do this, but nobody else is. Why isn't anyone doing it? Because he's that special and he's that great. Because we're witnessing greatness. We're all experimenting greatness, and we're not choosing to look at the good stuff. We're constantly saying, well, he's a piece of shit because of this, or he hurt the stock markets here, or he's smoking on Joe Rogan's podcast, or he's speaking out of terms here, or he's making these jokes that aren't necessary here. It's like, okay, fine, I get it. So you're telling me he's human? cool. He's human. And it's like, I don't know why it makes me so angry. I don't know why it makes me so upset, but it does, because when somebody is so great and somebody is accomplishing so much, it drives me insane that we just look at all the negative bullshit that they do. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but for me, I get really upset because we're always looking for something about somebody to tear down. And it's like, it's so cheesy, but nobody is perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. Everyone fucks up. Everybody fucks up. If anybody watching this right here, if you had to run for a political seat on anything, I don't care what mayor, it doesn't matter. Anything where it requires, or not that it requires, but it will require, and people will take it in their own hands to look up your dirt, look up your life, and see what you did, didn't do, who you said things to, anything that is possibly detrimental to your reputation. If anyone's watching this, they will find something on you. They'll find something on me. I don't know what it is, but I know they'll find something. And it's like, this is what we're doing here. We're having this guy create a new world. It's like, you have this, I think, Greta Thunberg, the chick from England. She's traveling the world and she's talking about climate change and how fucking terrible it is. It's like, oh yeah, no, you're right. Climate change is horrible, but why are we not voting? Or why are we not saying Elon Musk is the greatest person of all time? If climate change is the big issue here, why isn't he getting all the recognition? Oh, because he's trying to fly to Mars to get away from the planet, and how that's condescending, or how that's that goes against what he's saying about renewable energy, that we must save this planet. Oh, because he's trying to fly to Mars? Wait a second here. So you think because he's trying to escape this planet, it means he gave up on this planet? So what about all the electric cars that he's making that don't use oil and is not heating up the planet? Or what about all the solar panels that's better for the environment and not heating up the planet? Or, anything, these cars, these rechargeable houses. It's like all this stuff that he's doing to save the planet, but he's trying to escape Earth just in case it doesn't work. Only one person can only do so much. Like, one person cannot save the whole goddamn world. But I can tell you one thing, he's trying. And you know what's greater about him and all the leading innovators in the world? And I don't care what you think about Jeff Bezos. I don't care what you think about Bill Gates. I don't care what you think about Warren Buffett. I don't care what you think about, these people who are leading the charge in innovation, mental capacity to increase greatness. I don't care what you say about these people, but guess what? What they're doing that's so great for the country is more than economics. It's more than technology. Guess what they're doing? They're giving little boys and little girls at their houses, growing up in poverty, growing up rich, they're giving them a imagination to be like, holy shit, maybe I can do that. Think about that. Maybe I can do that. Have we ever lived at a time where the greatest innovators and greatest entrepreneurs and greatest anything is so transparent and the life is so out on display through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and Snapchat? I don't think so. I'm sorry I sound so stuffy. I have a cold. I'm getting a cold. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just being a wiener. But have we ever lived in this time period right here? It's so great. I can't tell you how many times I've turned on a Elon Musk motivation video or a Joe Rogan motivational video. Because I feel like it used to be where if you failed or if you didn't feel like you accomplished something or you're just having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, bad year, you would talk to somebody. They'd be like, oh, it's just the way it is, man. Suck it up. Suck it up. But it's not like that anymore. You can go home, pull up YouTube, pull up Elon Musk crying. And it's just 10 minutes of him crying about how great how the people that he looked up to the most have been fucking assholes to him. You know, you give a these innovators that get so much shit all day long. It's like we villainize them after they change the world. They change the world. Say what you want about Amazon, but you use Amazon every day, right? I get it. I understand they don't pay taxes. I understand that they should pay taxes. I understand that Amazon is like modern day slavery. That's what a lot of people say. And I understand that Bill Gates may have too much power. And I understand Mark Zuckerberg he's fucking up all the time. But let's not forget how many kids are graduating Cornell, the community college, the high school, the middle school, and people ask them, who do you look up to? Who gave you that drive to just work so hard? Let's not forget that their answer is people like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk. Let's not forget this shit. Let's not forget this, man. I get it. Villainize them all you want. Cool. Get it. I understand. I understand why. Trust me, I understand why. But let's not forget that Tim Cook allowed Twitter to happen and allowed people to connect with each other all day. Or not Tim Cook, Apple. And he keeps it going. And he piggybacked off of Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs created this. Let's not all villainize Steve Jobs, even though he created, let's say he's a piece of shit, even though he's created something that we're all tweeting about and saying how much we hate Steve Jobs. We're using his cell phone to create that message. What it's doing, what these people are doing, are creating a new wave of humans that work hard and are innovative and have drive and are not just in a stupid black cloud all day and are not getting gobbled up by the system anymore. Negative things come. Negative things always will come. The world will always seem hard when you look at it like it's a piece of shit. But good things will be right there around the corner. And good things are always right there in front of your face and always smacking you in the fucking head. and that is the truth, man. You know, so when Elon comes out with this Cybertruck and the viral video goes crazy that he broke the window, and then he says that was all marketing. Let's not forget, including myself, who fell for it. Let's not forget that this guy out-tricked us all, outsmarted us all. He was like, you know, let's save money. How can we save money? Oh, wait a second. Let me break a window on my car that I say that the windows don't break. And then people are going to retweet it, tweet it, share it to the stories, share it to the Snapchat stories. CNN, Fox, all the major news outlets are going to say, oh, Tesla stocks plummet after so-and-so because of marketing, bro. He did that on purpose. Think about that. 200,000 pre-orders. It's like cool to have a Tesla now. Where 4 years ago, if you were driving a Tesla, you were just a crazy person. Now, I guarantee one person watching this has a Tesla or knows somebody has a Tesla. Maybe a family member. And dude, if I had the money, I would be whipping a Tesla. Why? It's not about the car too much. No, but it's about the message. It's about when I look at it, I'd be like, this guy who created this, he didn't stop. He kept on going, dude. He didn't give a fuck what anyone said. You know, there's probably times where he didn't want to keep going. But he just kept moving. And I think that's something that we can't forget because this person will be dead and these great thinkers of our time are going to be passed away. They're going to be dead. They're not going to be alive anymore. And then we're going to say, R.I.P. And then they're going to do stupid documentaries. They're going to do stupid remembrance videos on these people about how great they were, how great they were, how great they were. Everyone's going to say about their stories, about how funny they were, how misunderstood they were. They're so misunderstood. It's like, shut up for a second. Shut the fuck up, and let's not do that. And let's say it the way it is. How great they are right now. I think that's important. I think that's very important. I think that's important for me to hear, to really pause for a second and realize what I am doing, and how much I am accomplishing as a person. And there's things that I could be better at. Absolutely. I have a friend of mine, Zach Hubbard. He always is I don't know if I should his last name, but anyways, he's always posting like on not always, but on Snapchat of like where he is, New Zealand, Australia, a country in the Middle East. And I'm watching these videos like, holy shit, dude, that is the coolest thing in the world. Like, that is so cool. And I'm always like, fuck, man, I'm not doing shit with my life. Because he's out here traveling, taking pictures. I'm taking pictures of stupid squirrels. His squirrels are fucking kangaroos out there in Australia. I'm like, shit, my life isn't going anywhere. Fuck. Comparing myself to somebody who has a different path, who chose a different path. And I want what he has. But would I be happy? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think I would be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would be. Maybe I would be. But that's his path. And his path is his path. And I think it's awesome. And I wish I could do that. But there's probably a reason why I'm not doing that. I have friends of mine that are getting married, buying houses. I'm not, dude. I'm not married. I live with my fucking parents. And I sometimes I feel embarrassed as shit to say that. But then I remember, no, it's okay. We all have our own paths, and we all choose a different path, and things fall into place at certain times. One thing I'm most grateful is that I have my mind straight. Like, I'm all therapied up, man. I understand when I know how to maintain a healthy relationship with my girlfriend, and a healthy relationship with people. And I feel like my people skills are higher than most, way above average. I can have a conversation with anybody at any time about anything. Even if it's something I don't agree with, or if it's something I do agree with, and I can talk, I can talk. And, so when I think about all my friends of mine, and Zach, and like all these people that are doing these great things, I'm like, well, maybe it's because I'm just not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to travel. And maybe I may never be able to go to New Zealand, even though I will, but I may not be ready for that right now. And that's okay. That's okay. What I'm doing right now is okay. And I look at it with people who are struggling really hard, just not doing well at a specific thing. It's like they're getting their life issues and their struggles out of the way early, And I always forget about why I'm doing what I'm doing. I think all of us do. I know I forget all the time. All the time. But I think it's very important to not get too hard on yourself, to not get too down on yourself, because sometimes things just don't work out, and sometimes you're just not doing well, and sometimes things go certain ways that you don't want them to go, but it's all for a reason, and it's all happening for a reason, and it's what I've learned is that life will never throw too much at you. It's whether you give up on life, whether you stop trying on life, and whether you stop pushing on that specific thing. But I don't know. This is gonna be a shorter podcast today. Why? Because I feel a little sick. Also, I gotta study and shit. I got a lot of shit I gotta do. But I do want to finish this off with a great little ending, like a keynote at the end. So I've been dying to see Frozen 2 with my family. I've been wanting to see this ever since I saw that it was coming out. I don't know how long ago that was, but I've been dying to see it, and I finally went and saw it, and it was fucking great. I think everyone should see it out there, and I think that's all I got to say about it. I love the movie. One of the better movies I've seen in a long time. Usually I don't like seeing like second movies or prequels to the first one because I feel like they always fuck it up, but they didn't fuck up this one. This one was fantastic. I loved it, and I think everyone should go see it because you will enjoy it, and I know you will enjoy it, just like I enjoyed it. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for the podcast. I know it's just barely over 40 minutes, and I know it's not like a 50 to an hour long episode. But one thing I will be trying to do is I'm going to be getting more guests on. I know I haven't had guests on for a while, but I think I need to get more guests on because I like talking and listening to people a lot, and it's time for me to do that. And now that winter break is coming up, which won't be that long because I have a winter break. I have a winter class, which is like 3 weeks of just fucking working your face off. That's what I'm told. Now that winter break is coming up, I will be having a lot of people on the podcast. Time to have fun with it. We're moving into episode 47 after this one. So, but yeah, you guys are beautiful, and I love every single one of you guys. So if you guys like this episode, please like, comment, subscribe. Go see Frozen 2. It's a great fucking movie. I loved it. Great movie. I swear to God, it's actually a great movie. Not reading anything right now. I'm about to start up Catch on the Ride, though. Just kind of, I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I guess I don't really know what I'm waiting for, but I will read that. I'll let you guys know about that. But episode 46 is not over. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are watching this on a podcast audio platform, please just leave it a 5-star rating. If you guys hate it, please leave it a 0-star rating or 1-star rating. But let me know why you hate it. That helps me a lot more than just saying it sucked. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for showing love. I'll see you guys in episode 47. Have yourself a great, beautiful weekend.